I along with him believe he's incarcerated unfairly. I mean, I think we don't need to have a conversation about it. He has filed multiple appeals, and me personally, I have, in my personal opinion, I think his incarceration is BS. Yeah, and unfair. Yes.
And by unfair, you mean unjust?
Yes.
And by unjust, would you say wrongfully convicted?
Yes.
What's your basis to believe that he was wrongfully convicted?
The basis would be, I sat through and watched. I thought the burden of proof was on the prosecutor to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Tory Lanez was not only in possession of a weapon, but shot Miss Pete. And I had a lot of doubt. There was a lot of doubt that I thought was more than reasonable. So under that premise, I don't see, or I couldn't stand behind a decision to put somebody in jail for 10 years when there's more than what I believe is reasonable doubt that he didn't commit these crimes. So, from there, I'm not gonna agree with any type of incarceration of him.
You thought that there was sufficient evidence to sustain a conviction against him until after the trial concluded, or did you speak on it during the duration of the trial?
Oh, definitely spoke on it during the duration. When people are watching me give an opinion or cover a trial, it's definitely rooted in how I see it, mixed with, hey, listen, these are the facts. From the get-go, I definitely thought, hey, listen, this is a crock of BS. The get-go where the victim was supposedly, I felt like she was just lying. I felt like she was an habitual liar. I felt like she couldn't tell the truth to save her life. And then now when it relied on her testimony, along with a couple other things from what I've seen, but her testimony definitely was an important factor.
Just interject real quick. When you say a couple other things, you mean other evidence that was admitted at trial and considered by the jury during the criminal trial, right?
Yes. Yes.
Right. Like bullet fragments pulled from her feet, right? At surgery.
Say again?
Okay, let's try the question again. She just objected to form. That's okay. You can still answer, but I'll repeat the question.
Another form is that it's assuming facts, not in evidence.
Okay, that's not an objection during a deposition, but okay. One of the forms of evidence was metallic fragments that were pulled from Miss Pete's feet after surgery. That was admitted at a trial, right?
Yes. Are we? I mean, I could broadly lay out why I feel that way, unless you're trying to get me to agree or disagree with each single point. The point of, and I'll sum it up for you. I'm going to think someone is a liar when they get pulled over by the police and they tell the police I stepped on glass.
You got shot? I didn't get shot. Oh, you did it? No, man. I mean, no, sir. You got shot? I didn't get shot. Oh, you did it? No, man. I mean, no, sir.
And it doesn't come out later until you're mad. I like to stay out of those things because people's objectives change over time. So if I was supposed to believe this person who ends up being the star witness, when she first gets pulled over, she stepped on glass. If I was supposed to believe her in trial, when she now hates this guy, and we all know, and again, I'm saying we all know, but I'm saying it from just a societal perspective. Listen, there's no girlfriend that's going to have a bad breakup with you and then go say, this guy is the best guy ever. Stories are always going to change, perspective change. Then she says, no, he shot me. So again, I'm going off of those things, and I like to believe women. So when she tells me one thing and then she tells me another, I don't know what to believe, right? And to me, that's doubt already. That's doubt.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this question. And you didn't even go to a single day of the trial in person, correct?
No.
Okay. And you understand that after the trial, a jury came to a verdict, right?
I mean, that's how trials go. The verdicts is usually
right. And in this case, a jury did come to a verdict, correct?
Yes, they did. They did. They convicted him. I still.
That's right. And they came to that. They came to that conclusion unanimously, right?
Yes, and I still disagree.
Okay. But unanimity means that all 12 juror members signed on to the same verdict, correct?
Yes.
After hearing all of the evidence, all 12 individual members of the jury agreed that the prosecution had proved beyond a reasonable doubt that Tory Lanez shot Megan Thee Stallion on June 12th, 2020, right?
So I've never argued what the
Alan, it's a yes or no question.
Yes, I've never, but it's a non sequitur because I've never said
it's not a non sequitur, Mr. Allen. It's a question.
A non sequitur because just starting from what I said what I believed. You're telling me what the jury did. Me and the jury are not the same people. So, for example,
understood, Mr. Allen,
acquitted of murder, but there are reasonable people who believe he did it. I don't have to accept what the jury said just because it was unanimous and they saw quote unquote all of the testimony. Also, I don't even believe that. That's part of his entire appeal. We have
what's part of his entire appeal? What's part of his entire appeal?
Well, there's evidence and testimony that I think is. Let me lay this out. Megan Thee Stallion is a flat out liar. in my opinion.
What's your basis for saying that she's a flat out liar?
I've seen her say something on Gayle King, and then when it came to being questioned by the prosecutors and being on the stand, she said something different. If that's not a lie, you tell me what it is. Okay, so she was clearly intoxicated that night. I don't think that's a something we have to debate. Kelsey, intoxicated that night. Okay, Tory, intoxicated that night. The only person that was not intoxicated, the only person I wanted to hear, I don't want to hear from the drunk people. The only person that was sober that night was Daquan, or whatever his name is, Jaquan. He's the person I want to hear. Again, from what I've seen, Tory's team, they definitely fumbled that because they should have had him testify. He didn't testify. But if I'm a person, again, I'm not saying if we didn't accept the jury's decision, we would have went to break him out of jail. And we're talking about we as a collective in terms of the people of the United States. But we accept that a jury, when they do their job, they do their job. So we accept all their decisions. Doesn't mean that we have to agree with the conclusion they came to. No one's saying the jury didn't come to a unanimous decision convicting him. What we're saying is, despite that, we believe that he's being held in jail. And maybe I need to define this. When I say unfairly, we don't believe, or I don't believe, that he shot this woman, as the story is presented via how the trial went down. And
what is your basis? So, what I fail to understand is, as somebody who did not sit through the trial, did not hear through all the evidence, what is your basis for your belief that he did not shoot Megan Thee Stallion, although a jury of 12 who heard all the admissible evidence disagrees with you? All right. So, Mr. Allen, what I was asking was, can you explain to me the basis for your belief that Mr. Lanes did not actually shoot Megan Thee Stallion when, in point of fact, a jury of 12 determined that, based on all of the evidence that they heard, that he did?
Ma'am.
Objection as to form.
I'll answer the question, but I feel like we are going in circles. I flat out stated that, again, I could lay out 20 points if you want to just consume and eat up time having me do that. But the initial basis of me believing that this did not happen, as how, yes, he is convicted, is because I believe Meg Thee Stallion is a liar. She lied initially. She lied on the national news. And I am skeptical that the truth finally came out in court. Based on that, there are alternate theories that I feel and is suggested that that is more a, and again, this is from my perspective. So I'm not sitting here saying the jury did not. Okay, we accept. There's alternate theories other than him shooting her that would even substantiate why, first of all, maybe he's just the worst shot in the world. If he's shooting a chick and shot 5 times, not one of them directly connected, it's hard for me to think. It's a man and a woman. I get it. Meg is like this behemoth of a person, and Tori's this little small dweeby dude, whatever. But it's very interesting, and it doesn't make, again, I'm using common sense. I get it.